Greetings, conscious viewers of the Prison Project. Our recent episodes have sparked intense discussions. We have dissected the entertainment industry and the digital prison. We've recalled times when live communication was more precious than the blue light of a dead TV screen. We now understand how the television and the smartphone have become our portable overseers. You are the ones who are not afraid to ask uncomfortable questions and seek the truth where others see only stage props. But today, we will talk about the decorations that surround you right now, about the walls where you sleep, eat, and raise your children. What is the ultimate goal of the material life of a modern human? From childhood, the system drums the same answer into your head: a home of your own. My home is my fortress, a place of power, an island of safety. You spend half your life saving up for it, or you sign a contract with a bank for 20 years, pledging your future as collateral. You call it an investment. You call it an achievement. But let's look at this through the eyes of a system engineer. What if, under the guise of a cozy nest, you were sold an ideal containment cell? What if the walls meant to protect you were actually designed to isolate your immortal essence, your ISB, from the energy of the universe? Let's start with the foundation, economics. How do you force a free, creative being to voluntarily agree to bonded conditions and monotonous labor for decades? It's simple. You hang a label on them with a beautiful name, the dream. Listen closely to the words you use. The word mortgage. In English, a mortgage implies regular payments to buy a home, where the property itself serves as a guarantee for the bank. But look at the origin. This is an old French term. Mort means death. Gage means pledge. A mortgage is a death pledge. It is a contract you sign with your life's labor until the very grave. This is not a metaphor. It is the legal essence. When you take a flat on credit, you aren't buying concrete. You are selling your time, the only non-renewable resource in this 3D cage. The system gains an ideal performer. A person with a mortgage is the most obedient cog. They don't rebel, they don't seek their true purpose, and they don't ask unnecessary questions. They fear only one thing: losing their source of income. The concrete box becomes your electronic collar. You cling to it, even though it is an anchor dragging you to the bottom of inertia. But economics is only the first layer of illusion. Let's go higher and talk about physics and history, which we mentioned in episode 5. Look at the ancient structures. The pyramids of Giza, the megaliths of Baalbek, the polygonal masonry of Machu Picchu. Official science feeds us fairy tales about slaves with copper chisels building these ancient wonders. But turn on your pilot's logic. Cutting granite with copper is physically impossible. Lifting blocks weighing hundreds of tons with cranes that do not exist impossible. As we said in episode 5, we did not build this. We are a civilization of scavengers who found these devices and are trying to adapt them into warehouses or tombs. The pyramids were not monuments to vanity. They were technological devices. Their shape was designed to interact with the ether, with the torsion fields of the universe. A pyramid is an accumulator and a transmitter. It gathers the energy of the earth and the cosmos, focusing it at a point where consciousness can receive an incredible impulse. Now compare this to what we build under the watch of the architects. We have degraded from magnificent energy generators to building warehouses for biomass, romantically called skyscrapers. If a pyramid is a shape that grants freedom of spirit, then a modern high-rise is a reverse pyramid. It is an anti-structure. We have lost the understanding of the primary law. Form defines energy. You live in a 90-degree world. A square room, a rectangular table, a window, a monitor. But look at living nature. There isn't a single right angle. The energy of life moves in a spiral, a circle, a fractal. A right angle is an energy dead end. In physics, this is called a standing wave. Energy hits a concrete wall, gets stuck in the corner, and turns into an energetic swamp. Have you noticed why in a tent in the forest you wake up refreshed after 4 hours, but in a flat you feel broken even after 10? It's not magic, it's geometry. In the forest, your biofield circulates freely because a sacred form prevails. At home, you live inside a geometric insulator. This brings us to the most terrifying secret of modern construction. What are your walls made of? Reinforced concrete. It is artificial stone shot through with a dense metal mesh of rebar. From the perspective of radiophysics, any modern apartment is a perfect Faraday cage. The metal frame in the walls creates a shield. This shield doesn't protect you from the radiation of your gadgets. On the contrary, it causes Wi-Fi waves to bounce repeatedly off the walls, piercing your body through and through. But most importantly, this shield cuts you off from the natural background of the planet. In episode 5, we spoke about the spiritual trap and the connection to the source. For your brain to function normally, it needs the Schumann Resonance, the 7.83 Hz frequency, the heartbeat of the Earth. It is at this frequency that your ISB synchronizes with reality. But the concrete box shields this signal. You've been lifted to the 15th floor, torn from the ground, and locked in a metal cage. You are in a state of energetic starvation. You aren't charging from the planet. You are slowly discharging, like the battery in your smartphone. But if it's a trap, why do we have large windows and panoramic glazing? Glass is another trick. It gives you the illusion of connection with the world, but physically you remain isolated. Look out the window of a new building. You don't see nature. You see the windows of other cells. You see thousands of other prisoners in identical cubes. You see their evening lights and subconsciously calm yourself. I am not alone. Everyone lives like this. This is normal. The transparency of the windows is needed by the system to broadcast collective despair. You watch your neighbors so you won't notice your own bars. Why are buildings packed so tightly? They lie to us about saving space. The land around cities is empty, but the system needs density. It needs your emotional spikes, fear, stress, aggression, to synchronize. In episode 7, we analyzed the social virus. Concrete ghettos are the ideal environment for its spread. When thousands of people in one block feel fatigue and anxiety at the same time, a giant low-frequency egregore is created, crushing any attempt at spiritual awakening. Today, we urge you, use the time you won back from the TV in our last episode. For at least a few hours, leave your concrete insulator. Go to the forest, to the river, to the mountains. Where there are no right angles and no rebar, you will feel your inner pilot begin to breathe. This isn't just a walk, it's a reconnection with the Schumann Resonance. It is the moment when the walls of your cell become transparent. But remember, it's not enough for the system to lock your body in concrete. It needs to control your consciousness inside that box, even while you sleep. And for this, it uses a weapon that passes through any shield. Sound and vibration. In the next episode, we will find out exactly what is being broadcast into your concrete resonator to make sure you never want to wake up. We will reveal the frequencies the Matrix uses to talk to you. Episode 16, The Code of Darkness. Friends, let's be honest. How many years of your life has the death pledge, the mortgage, already eaten? Look at the windows opposite you. Those living there are also paying this eternal debt. Do you feel that your home truly gives you strength, or do you simply return there to plug in to a charger that doesn't work? Write in the comments. Are you free in your choice, or are you clinging to a job you hate just so the bank won't take your concrete cell? Tell us about your experience living in a Faraday cage. Your self is eternal, and no concrete can hold it back if you remember how to fly. Step by step, we are approaching the final dismantling of all the locks of the Matrix. Have you felt your understanding of the world change during our research? What resonated with you the most? Your every thought is important to us. See you in the next episode. You are those few who feel that the world around you has changed, but often cannot find the right words to describe it. Today, we will find these words together. We have already analyzed where you live, in concrete boxes that block energy. We have analyzed what distracts you, a bright show that steals time. It seems that the control is already total. But the system has one more weapon, a weapon for which there are no walls. It passes through concrete, through glass, and penetrates directly into your subconscious, even when you close your eyes. This weapon is sound. Imagine your favorite perfume. You do not see it. It has no shape, but once applied even a single drop, and it instantly fills your world with an aroma that is hard to refuse. It changes the atmosphere without your consent. You inhale it and you change. Sound works the same way. It is invisible, but it touches you physically. It shapes your mood, your thoughts, and even the rhythm of your heart without your permission. Today we will talk about what actually fills your cages, and why your favorite songs, which you have been humming for years, are actually a code for programming your pain. Remember your concrete cube from episode 15. Did you think these were just walls? No. From the point of view of physics, your room is a resonator. Concrete is a perfect sound reflector. When modern music with aggressive low frequencies is turned on inside such a box, the wave does not die out. It hits the walls, reflects, superimposes on itself, and creates a zone of ultra-high acoustic pressure. And now look at yourself. Your body consists of 70% water. Remember the cymatics experiments. How sound forms patterns on water. Harmonious sound creates a perfect snowflake. Chaotic sound creates dirt. You are a vertical vessel of water. And when you are in a zone of aggressive sound, you do not just listen with your ears. Your cells receive a direct physical blow. Your internal water begins to vibrate in the rhythm of chaos. Your blood structures itself to the frequency of stress. Do you think this is just music? No. This is a microwave oven for your nervous system. Now look at the entertainment industry. Clubs, concerts, festivals. You are herded into a closed dark space, and a broken rhythm is turned on. Powerful subwoofers hit the diaphragm. Every kick, a bass hit, is a microconcussion for your organism. You call this dancing. You call this freedom. But let's be honest. Is there any fluidity in this? No. Look at a crowd in a club without sound. It looks creepy. What happens to the body under the influence of low frequencies is physiological convulsions. You cannot withstand the pressure. When the shock wave comes, your muscles contract reflexively. This is the body's protective reaction to a threat. The system beats the drum, and you make a sharp movement. The system accelerates the tempo, and you accelerate. In this moment, you are not a creator. You are a puppet. You are undergoing drill training in submission to an external rhythm. This is not joy. This is a collective seance where, instead of exorcising demons, they are invited inside through rhythm. But rhythm is only half the trouble. The main secret is the tuning. Almost all the music you hear on the radio, on TikTok, in movies, in headphones, is tuned to the 440 Hz standard. Have you ever wondered why this specific number? This standard was introduced artificially less than 100 years ago. This is a frequency that does not resonate with nature. It does not synchronize with the vibration of living cells. It causes microanxiety in the brain. This sound stimulates centers of aggression and suppresses intuition. It keeps you in a state of constant beta rhythm, a state of readiness for war or flight. You never truly relax. You were locked in concrete, episode 14. You were turned on to 440 Hz anxiety, and low-frequency impact was added convulsions. In such conditions, your consciousness falls into a coma. This is not music. This is an acoustic fence that prevents your soul from taking flight. But the scariest thing happens when you are left alone. Remember your favorite track, the very one you can listen to 1,000 times in a row. You turn it on again and again. You put it on repeat. Why? Do you think this is pleasure? No. You are voluntarily tightening your own shackles. You use music like a drug to evoke a specific emotion. Sadness, aggression, regret about the past. You listen to the same track 1,000 times to feel this euphoria of pain again and again. You program yourself with song lyrics where they tell you about unhappy love, betrayal, drugs, hopelessness. Every repetition is another knot in your psyche. You are your own warden, turning on the alarm siren in your own ears. You are afraid of silence, so you clog the ether with repetitions just to avoid hearing your own thoughts. Look at the world around you. People in the subway, on the streets, in offices. Everyone in headphones. Everyone connected to a sound for drip. It looks like a continuous race that never gets interrupted. One track ends, another begins. One dance changes to another. The rhythm does not let you stop. You run in circles in your concrete cells, driving yourselves with bass beats. You are running from reality, but in fact, you are running nowhere. You are the generation in eternal headphones, isolated from each other, but synchronized by the single rhythm of the system. We understand what you are feeling right now. We showed you the walls. We showed you the bars. We let you hear the sound of your prison. And the natural reaction to this realization is fear. You are paralyzed by the thought. There is no way out. The system is everywhere. But this is not true. Fear is the only cement holding these walls together. We have the tools of light. We have the code that heals. But you won't be able to use it while your hands are trembling. Therefore, we will not give you a magic pill right now. First, we must destroy the paralysis. Before building something new, you must stop fearing the old you or the generation in eternal headphones, isolated, yet synchronized by the system's rhythm. This realization might feel overwhelming, but remember, the walls only stand as long as you are paralyzed. In the next episode, we will look into the eyes of the main warden of your soul and learn how to stop feeding the machine with your terror. Episode 17, Overcoming Fear. And now an experiment. Right now, when this video ends, do not turn on the next one. Do not turn on music. Stay in complete silence for 10 minutes. 1. What will you hear? Ringing in the ears? The noise of the city? Or perhaps your own fear? 2. Write in the comments. Which track have you listened to thousands of times? What emotion does it evoke in you? Let's analyze what exactly you are programming yourself for. 3. Admit honestly. Did you get scared after learning the truth about your home and your music? See you in silence. See you in reality.